Last Minute Man, and we are back here at the Man Cave. I'm with my good buddy, Mr. Obvious. And Mr. Obvious, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about annihilation of plastic milk jugs today.
That's right. That's right. There's too many of them out there. We gotta cull the population of milk jugs. But we don't have that tough Kentucky plastic today. It's just regular milk jugs. It's just regular gallon jugs. But we're gonna shoot them with some various rifles today. And Mr. Obvious, point out what we're doing and explain them.
Oh, we got a little 223.
Yeah.
So we're going to see how this at 100 yards will explode a jug. Then we're going to move to
and now that is a 53 grain Hornady VMAX.
Yep.
Right?
53 grain.
Yep.
And we also loaded a 53 grain Hornady VMAX and a 22-250 is going to give us another 500-ish feet per second, somewhere in there.
We're going to see if there's a big difference between
and
the two.
And we're going to see if we
jugs.
see an explosion difference by the speed, the velocity.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to pull out the old 308.
That's right.
And see what he does to the jug.
I have suspicions that it will actually blow the water jug up, but we'll find out. But then right after we do that, we're going to take a meat target, and we're going to shoot each one of these bullets at the meat target. And kind of what we're doing today is saying, you've got perceived power, like what you think, it'll look really neat when you hit the water jug with it. Yeah. But what's it going to do to meat? What's it actually going to do to an animal if you shoot it? And this is only at 100 yards, mind you. It's not like we're shooting long range. No. So every one of these calibers are going to be at their maximum potential right there at that 100-yard range. Mm-hmm. So we've also got 60 grain, just soft lead nose.
22-250.
Just in case we don't get penetration through the meat with the VMAX.
So, the VMAX don't do it. We're going to see this is what I used to use on deer. Is a 60 grain Hornady. They work good as long as you don't take a shoulder shot. You got to hit behind the shoulder and get the lungs, basically all you're hitting is something thin, the ribs, or a neck shot, and either one of them, they're pretty much drop them. So
and what are we using for our rifles today here, Mr. Obvious?
So the 22-250 is the M77 Mark II all-weather stainless Ruger for the 22-250.
Yes, sir.
We're using a Savage Axis for the 223.
Yep.
And we're using a Hog Hunter for the Savage Hog Hunter for the 308.
And I'm really excited to do this. Mr. Obvious and I just riddle each other on things every once in a while, and we were going back and forth. And I have a theory that a 223 is probably not any more or less effective at doing things than a 22-250. 22-250 is hotter, but I think we're going to get very similar results. I might be wrong, but let's get out here, do some shooting, and see if I can. Mr. Obvious, we are here. We are ready. This is going to be the perfect dance. I got 3 cameras set up, including this one, and let's go ahead, shoot to the chronograph, and hit that water jug. Let's see what your speed is. And we'll have the picture-in-picture up here.
All right. Are you ready?
I am ready, good sir. Yikes! So we are 3,302 feet per second. And that looked pretty dramatic. Let me get down there and look at it after we shoot the ham. All right, Mr. Obvious, hit that ham. Give us one good shot.
All right.
This is the one we shot the other day.
All right.
It's still mummified.
Still plenty of meat left on it.
All right.
You ready?
I'm ready, good sir. Well, that looked lackluster. Let's get down there and see it.
Rocking like that through the sky.
All right, so here we are down at the target. Now I can show you exactly where it entered. It was right there. And it did not exit. So, but what's interesting is, this is the bullet from the other day. I just saw this when I came down here. This is when we shot that 460 Roland. And that was that hollow point Mr. Obvious shot into it. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, so same ham. I'm going to set up a new ham for the 22-250. So we can see it did enter, did not exit. And you can see over here, yeah, made a nice display of that water jug. So I'm going to get set up for round 2, and we'll go. Okay, Mr. Obvious, you got your patented 22-250 there.
All right, you
Now
ready?
he's going to shoot the water jug first, and we set up a new water jug and a new meat target. But go ahead there, Mr. Obvious, and fire when ready. Man, it just looked like dust. It was just a mist. And well, it's 3,802 feet per second. So I'll get over there and show you that. So it's showing us an error, but
Yeah.
3802. Okay, Mr. Obvious, now go ahead and shoot that ham. Let's see what happens. There's a fresh ham.
All right, you ready?
I am ready, good sir. Well, it knocked it off the box. Let's get down there and take a look. And that was... And so you can see that. Mr. Obvious, what happened?
Part of the jug has disappeared. I don't know.
It's over. It was way over yonder. I see it.
Yeah, there's a piece and here's a piece.
My God, man. Well, that'll be a lesson to the rest of the water jugs.
Yeah.
And let's look at the ham here.
The ham looks like we had a good hit right here.
Yep.
And no exit wound.
Which is kind of what we expected.
Yeah.
Truthfully. Okay, Mr. Obvious. We got the hog hunter. We got a new ham, and we got a new water jug. Let's go ahead and take that sucker out.
Are you ready?
I am ready, good sir. Yowzers! And that was 3,063 feet per second. Okay, Mr. Obvious, go ahead and take out that ham for us. See what happens. That looked pretty rough from up here.
Pretty rough. It was crap flew everywhere.
I know. I know. And that was 3,075 feet per second. Let's get down there and take a look at that. Mr. Obvious, it's carnage. Just absolute carnage.
Yeah.
Here's the top and the bottom sitting right next to each other.
Yeah, it separated it.
Look at that. Yeah, and let's look at the ham. So we got an entry and an exit.
I don't know.
That's not the ham. This is it.
This ain't the ham.
This is the ham.
This is the ham.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Look at our entry wound in that baby.
Look at that.
I mean, it's
that's pretty brutal.
These is dried out, cured out hams.
It exited.
It exited right here.
Right here. Yeah.
There's a channel. I can stick my finger. There's a piece of lead.
Oh man.
There's a piece of lead right there.
So, and that hit bone, dude.
Well, this was leaning back a little bit. That's why it kind of went through the angle.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that hit bone.
Yeah.
That is
it blew the bone out in it.
well, and that's kind of what I thought would happen. Let's shoot this one more time with that 60 grain bullet and see if we get a little more dramatic result. But there you go, a 308. There's no replacement for displacement, folks. And here we go. All right, Mr. Obvious. This is a 60 grain.
60 grain Hornady.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and
That's a
see what kind of punch she packs.
This is a 22-250. So with a 60 grain Hornady.
Oh, ready?
Ready?
I am ready, good sir. I saw absolutely no movement on that.
I don't even know if I hit it.
Well, let's get down there and look. And that was 3,812 feet per second. And Mr. Obvious, we are seeing a much more dramatic effect with this.
Oh yeah,
You hit dead center.
dead center shot.
So it had to have hit bone, I would say.
Yeah, we got a shot here and a shot there. That was 22-250, I think.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah, and we got meat chunks laying everywhere here.
Yeah.
Meat.
You can see this thing's mummified, folks. We don't waste good food. This is stuff we had to throw away anyway. It was timed out on us.
It blew.
It blew a nice hole in there.
Yeah, the whole back of it's blowed out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that 60 grain has got some penetration.
Oh yeah. Well, so again, using the right bullet,
yeah,
a 22-250 can be a pretty effective round on a deer-sized game.
Yeah,
within its range.
Yeah, that's why I use the 60 grain Hornady for deer.
And we are back with our after action report. And what do we have to report today, Mr. Obvious?
We're going to report milk juggy annihilation.
Carnage. Absolute carnage. Just devastation.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, the 22 calibers, they look pretty serious when hitting those water jugs, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
the 223 is a little bit light. Of course, we knew that.
We knew that.
Yeah, we knew that off the bat. The 22-250, we're using the exact same bullet for that 53 grain VMAX, and it pretty much demonstrated the same thing.
Same thing.
Might get a little more explosion on the jug. It did come apart without the speed.
Moving what, 400 feet per second, or was it 600 feet per second faster? Somewhere in that ballpark.
It's quite a bit faster, and but I mean, it blew the milk jug in 3 separate pieces. So.
Yeah, but when hitting the meat, that's why I'm talking about perceived power versus, what's it really doing. They both penetrated about an inch into that.
And the bullet just
and the bullet's gone. Yeah. So I mean, neither one. It's a varmint round for sure. And and we kind of knew that would happen. But what I really wanted to show was a 223 versus 22-250. Really, when you're talking varmint guns, they're both equally as effective, or equally ineffective on larger game.
Yeah.
Now, when you went to that 60 grain bullet, though.
Yeah. Now that brings it alive.
And that did. It brought it. Well. I mean, I'm still going to say this, and obviously a lot of people taking down deer with 22-250s. You've taken a lot.
A lot of deer with 22-250.
For me, I just still think it's light. I don't think it's not what I would consider a good kill. That's just my opinion. It's I think your likelihood of maiming the deer is a lot higher with that.
It is. I mean, you can't get nothing between not a tree limb, a blade of grass, or nothing. I mean, that bullet's just going to come apart.
You've got to have a precise shot.
Yeah, you got to have a perfect shot. And I've killed quite a few deer with them, but it's not my favorite deer round. It's if you got a good, clean, open field, that's the only place I'll use them. Woods is a no-no.
Right.
So, and you about 200 yards is my max range for 22-250.
And we're not in a survival scenario where you just are walking around looking for whatever game you get. You happen upon a deer. No, you got time to plan, folks.
Yeah.
When you're going hunting, what you're going to hunt with. And I would recommend the largest caliber that you can use safely. What works for you. What you shoot best is probably a 243 is a fine weapon. And like my father, that's all he'll take a deer with. So I like a little more horsepower.
I'm a 308 30-06 man, 300 mag. I mean, that's my 3 top main calibers for deer or anything about it.
And they're just fun to shoot. A 30 caliber bullet's pretty versatile. You can go
serious penetration.
Well, and you can go as light as a 100 grain bullet and as heavy as like a 220.
Yeah. The bullets will hold together on them. They don't come apart like these smaller calibers.
That's true.
I mean, these smaller calibers, can you kill a deer with them? Yeah. Do I recommend it, even though I've killed a lot of deer with it? No, I don't. They're varmint guns. Coyotes, foxes, groundhogs.
Yeah, for sure.
you know, stuff like
Prairie
that.
dogs.
Prairie dogs.
Out west,
yeah.
for sure. That's really where the 22-250 shines.
Yeah.
And
stuff
that's
like
what a lot of people use it for.
Yeah, you can kill prairie dogs 400, 500, 600 yards
Yeah.
with them.
They're very accurate,
Yeah.
naturally accurate. Caliber.
Very accurate.
And it's again, that's just our opinion. You know, people may disagree. Please, by all means, let us know in the comments section what you think. If this would be your go-to everything rifle, I mean, I always hate to kind of make up these scenarios where you're like, okay, if I could only have one rifle, what would it be? That's a pretty hard thing to pick.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. I love my 30-06. I mean,
it's hard to beat a throw.
Yeah.
What I look at, honestly, when looking at a hunting rifle or anything else, one, how effective is it? And two, how available is the ammunition? My first hunting rifle was a 30-30. Okay, my father bought me a Marlin 336, 30-30. You used to be able to find 30-30 ammo everywhere.
Yeah.
The last 3 seasons,
Can't find it.
can't find it. And I don't know what the heck's going on.
They're
But
playing games with everybody like everybody else.
but now you're starting to see it now. I think at American Gun and Pawn up there in Dry Ridge, they did have some.
Yeah, they had that. I got 2 boxes of that Lever Revolution, I think they called it.
Lever Revolution.
Mm-hmm, yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is good stuff.
That's good stuff. But yeah, I mean, the meat targets, as far as that, I mean, put on a pretty good show. I mean,
Oh yeah, well the water jugs. It's like
Yeah.
I said, we were talking on the phone, and I said, I don't think between the 3 of them you're going to see a whole heck of a lot of difference shooting water jugs. But I think we did. I think you definitely could tell the 22-250 had more power.
it's the velocity, it's the speed.
The
that-
speed, yeah,
well,
it had
like
more
I said,
acceleration.
It's why I say hitting a deer with it with so much speed, like you say, what is that?
Mass times acceleration is equal to force.
Yeah, and you got the
Yeah.
weight of the bullet of the 308, just traveling 3,000 feet per second, man. That thing just driving right on through. That
Yeah.
chunk of lead holds together.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something else. That first ham that we had shot in our Roland video, the 460 Roland, and we found that hollow point that Mr. Obvious shot it with, and
Yeah, found
went,
it.
it actually made it to the back of the ham. So that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's another one that's just fun to shoot. But next week we already had a subscriber tell us what we were shooting next week. He guessed correctly, and that was the 357 Maximum.
Yep.
And we'll be shooting that out of a Thompson Contender
Mm-hmm.
Encore, actually.
Encore. It's gonna be Encore.
And we've also got a Contender here, and I'd like to show them both at the same time. So we're going to be doing some reviews on that. Sky's the limit with those things. They're kind of neat.
Mhm.
We're having a good time doing this stuff, guys. And so if there's any questions you have or anything you'd like to see, by all means, ask us in the comment section, and we'll see what we can do for you.
Yep, and as far as the Contenders and Encores and all that, we'll tell you all about that in the video when we do it next week, where you can get them.
Oh, yeah.
The guy's great to deal with, man. He took care of me, and I just...
He just specializes in them.
Yeah, I mean, he gave me a good deal on the barrel, and he does a lot of videos, so we'll kind of tell you about that too, and you can watch his videos. That's all he does is Contender stuff.
Oh yeah, and he
It's
does big game hunting in Africa.
big game,
and all that,
Africa
yeah.
hunt and everything. That's
So,
all he uses.
Contenders. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
It's sweet. Yeah.
So we look forward to doing that, and we appreciate all of you. Please like and subscribe. Also follow us on Rumble. And with that, is there anything to add?
No, we just do all this for fun and for you guys, and we learn a lot from you.
I've learned a lot.
So hopefully you learn a lot from us, backwards and forwards. It's the name of the game, having a good time. I mean, we ain't in it for money. We're doing it for fun.
Yeah. Well, clearly we're not in it for money.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, with that, everybody, remember, keep your knife sharp, keep your powder dry.
Subscribe to Last Minute Man.
Follow us on Rumble.
Sweet.